Hello, it's late again. Of course, it's not that much later than the video I just filmed, I guess right there, um, about competitive battling. This time, I won't just be talking about competitive battling and what goes into a Pokemon, but instead whether or not it's okay to cheat at competitive battling. Now, back in the day, we didn't have much of a choice. You could encounter Missing No, get some rare candies, it was in the game. Pretty much every kid I knew cheated at Pokemon. It's unfortunate, but it goes around. Gold, Silver, and Crystal were the same way. There were cloning glitches. Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, we had Game Sharks. And now we have these things, action replays. It's really easy to use. You just put your DS game in, find a compatible DS, and instantly you can manipulate this game. You can make eggs hatch faster, you can give yourself TMs, you can give yourself Pokemon, you can edit the Pokemon stats. Luckily, this will corrupt the game in some cases. I say luckily because I do not agree with cheating in Pokemon. I think that everyone should be playing fair. The argument against this is people are busy. People have lives. And it can take, I've heard of people taking 300 hours to get a good team, their competitive battling team. So they've got to get, those IVs. They've got to get the nature. And in some cases, they've got to get specific IVs. Not just all 31s or as close as they can get, but like 31, 28, 29 for a hidden power. They specifically need hidden power electric on a Tangrowth or something. So, I know in Bulbasaur's case, there's a really good Bulbasaur used in Sunny Day teams. He needs hidden power fire. Or, there's another hidden power he could have. I don't remember what it was. Anyway, so it can take a really long time to breed these Pokemon to get them just right. A good way to circumvent that, most people use these action replays. Another thing a lot of people will do is they'll use RNG manipulation, which is a manipulation of the random number generator within the game. You can think of the random number generator as a treadmill, a really big randomly generated wheel of fortune. And every time something happens, the wheel takes full really quick. The wheel's not just, got 80 or 90 numbers on it. It's got hundreds of thousands of numbers on it, sets of numbers. These represent species, IVs, Pokemon IVs, and whether or not that Pokemon is shiny. All of these factors. But they can manipulate it so that they can spin the wheel exactly where they want it to be. And here's that Bulbasaur you wanted. And you've got the perfect Bulbasaur. It's got the Dream World ability and all that stuff. Perfect. And you just encountered it, so you can catch it with whatever you want. And this does not count as cheating. This is perfectly legal. It's still a manipulation of gameplay, and I disagree with it. Any judge at a competitive event who sees you with one of these will tell you that you're cheating and you need to leave. But it's not that easy when it's RNG manipulation. Yeah, you do need one of these to figure out what your secret ID is, but as far as their actual manipulation of the game, it doesn't affect anything within the cartridge, and there's nothing to prove that you've ever cheated once you do that. Another thing that's been happening recently is on phone apps, on your Droid or your iPhone, you can make a Pokemon like you would in a simulator and send it to the GPS. Send it to your game. All you have to do is reroute the DNS connection, I think, to automatically search for, instead of your router, your phone or somebody else's phone, and pick up a Pokemon from the GPS that you've actually created. So let's talk about this. These are 3 different ways that you can obtain Pokemon. I don't think I have to argue too much with you guys to convince you that this is definitely cheating. You bought this. This is a cheating device. It cheats. They're called cheats. When you load up the thing, it says, oh, which cheat do you want to use? This is cheating. This is blatant misuse of the game cartridge. Now, you need to use one of these to RNG. I'm not completely sure on that. I'm pretty sure, though, that you need the secret ID, which you're not supposed to know. And the only way to figure that out is with one of these. So it might be possible to use RNG manipulation without one. But what is RNG manipulation? RNG manipulation is the ability to get any Pokemon in the game within a matter of minutes. You still have to EV train it, and you still have to level it up. But you don't have to go through the trouble of breeding it, you don't have to go through the trouble of picking a nature, and you don't have to go through the trouble of finding them with the right IVs. So it is cheating. It's definitely a shortcut that people use, especially because it's really easy to get Pokemon with all 31s. I personally, as long as I've been playing, which is a really long time, have never seen a Pokemon with flawless IVs. 31, 31, 31, 31, 31, 31 in every stat that has not been gotten without the use of RNG manipulation or an action replay or GTS glitch. So that's an advantage that anybody who uses RNG has over someone who doesn't. And that's an advantage that not everyone is able to have. That, I think, constitutes cheating. The GTS manipulation, obviously you're creating a Pokemon, and there's a chance that it will come back as hacked. RNG manipulation is the safest. If you want to compete in tournaments, everybody uses RNG manipulated Pokemon. Not everyone, but most of the people who win. In fact, I would say everyone who's won their local tournament for the past 2 or 3 years has probably used some form of RNG manipulation. Or at the very least, used one of these to get all their rare candies, all their TMs, and all their levels with, it's cheating. Wikipedia defines video game cheating as, I don't remember exactly what it says, but it's basically any outside device that manipulates the game in a way that the game cartridge did not intend for you to use it. So that would include something like missing a glitch. That would be considered cheating. And I agree. I agree with what Wikipedia said on this. Yes, that is cheating. No, you were not supposed to do that. You were not supposed to be able to surf on Cinnabar Island and whatever. You were supposed to level up your Pokemon by battling other Pokemon. And the argument here against what I'm saying for cheating is, oh, it takes so long. Oh, I'm so busy. I'm a college student, or I have a job, or I have kids, and I still want to be able to compete. And I think that's a misunderstanding of what Pokemon battling encompasses. A lot of people are coming from these simulations, these battle simulations, where you make a team and you go. And that's fine if you want to play that way. That is not a competitive tournament scene. That is a simulator, a battle simulator, not a Pokemon simulator. Because these aren't Pokemon battle tournaments. These are Pokemon tournaments. The whole game. That means you're supposed to have caught your Pokemon, trained your Pokemon, traded for Pokemon, bred your own Pokemon, and trained your own Pokemon. It's really important. That's what makes you a Pokemon trainer. If you were just somebody who went and picked out, perfect Pokemon all the time, you wouldn't be much of a trainer, would you? You would be like a Pokemon battler, I guess. So the people on the battle subway do with their level 50 Talos and their level 50 Hydreigons. That's not Pokemon battling like in a VGC tournament. That's Pokemon battling in like a simulator. So no, you're not allowed to just bypass half the game. This isn't chess. If you had to go whittle your own chess pieces, that would be a better example. Because you are supposed to try and make your own pieces here in this game. You are supposed to make your own Pokemon. Like, go through the trouble of doing it as the game intended to. Not just receive them. And it's unfair. It's unfair for you to say, I don't have time, and devalue all of the people who play fairly, their time. It's unfair of you to have these Pokemon that are better Pokemon that we could feasibly obtain even if we maxed out our hours, and I have. My Pearl version has 999 hours and 99 minutes on it, or 59 minutes on it. And I've never gotten Pokemon with 631s, not for lack of trying. So, the highest I've ever gotten is 531s and a 12. and it was some stupid Pokemon, like, that I wasn't even going for. I think Nidoran Female was the one I got. Sheer Force Nidoran Female. So, no, that is cheating. It does give you an unfair advantage, and it's not fair to those of us who are trying to play the game as the programmers intended for us to play them, as Pokemon trainers. So, don't cheat. And if you can't cheat in X and Y, don't bitch about it. Seriously. That's like so ridiculous that you would bitch about not being able to cheat a video game. A children's video game. I mean, I'm in college. I enjoy the crap out of Pokemon. I mean, you can see I've got tons of these things. Like, I love Pokemon, and I'll battle all day long. But it is a kid's game, and I see a lot of kids at these tournaments, and they get stumped by other kids whose older siblings know how to do these RNG things, and it's just so unfair. And I don't understand how somebody can know all of this. There's like this cognitive dissonance here, where you know it's wrong, you know it's unfair, you know you're bypassing the system, and yet you still justify it to yourself. Like, oh, but it's okay because I'm busy. What? That would be like if I entered the Olympics with like robot arms or an Iron Man suit because I was busy. Because I was busy what? What could you possibly be doing that justifies that? Anyway, you probably disagree. A large, large chunk of the community disagrees with me. So if you do disagree, feel free to talk about it in the comments. And if you do agree with me, help me out, because there's going to be a lot of people in the comments saying that I'm wrong. Feel free to pick on those people. Anyway, I've kept you here for like 12 minutes now. I don't even know how that happened. I might make another one of these, just because. Anyway, kept you long enough. Good night.